Good morning.
Good morning.
We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You're knowing what you're wanting. An evolving thing, yes. You are enjoying the evolution of your own desire. That wonderful summoning mechanism. And you are appreciating the contrast that allows the focusing of that desire. And you are understanding that that contrast which causes the focusing, which summons the energy of life, is essential to an evolving being, or an evolving world, or an evolving universe. In other words, are you beginning to relax into the eternal nature of your being? And so the contrast helps you to focus. Focusing meaning when you remember, when you ponder, when you wonder, when you muse, when you observe, when you contemplate, when you imagine, when you give your attention to anything, you focus, which means you activate vibrations which law of attraction responds to. And everything about your world is about law of attraction's response to your vibration. So you're offering vibrations based on what you're giving your attention to, and you are also offering vibrations. We're going to be very gentle with this, based upon what you have given your attention to, because the fact that you have given your attention to it means you are likely to still be giving your attention to it. It's not that what you gave your attention to when you were 4 or 5, or when you were traumatized when you were 20, or even what happened yesterday. It's not that that would still be active in your vibration, because it wouldn't be. What's active in your vibration is what you're about right now. But what you're about right now, for most of you, is about what you were about then, because you tend to not deliberately offer your vibration. That's what beliefs are, you know. Beliefs are just thoughts that you keep thinking. Have you ever been involved with anyone who was involved in an eyewitness situation, and different people witness the same event and come away from it with entirely opposite conclusions? And you say, how can this be? Somebody is lying. Or in some cases, from your vantage point, they're all lying. And we say, it isn't that they are being false. You see things through the lens of your own vibration. You cannot see things other than as you perceive them to be. That's why the universe is not responding to the reality that you are living. The universe is responding to your perception of the reality that you are living. If you, through your trial and error life, through experience, exposure to life, conclude from early interaction with someone who was dictating, authoritative, controlling, you may, even now, even though they're far from your experience, you may still have a little bit of that I'm a victim and I'm not in charge of my life in your vibration. A lot of people are carrying around things that have nothing to do with their now reality or with their now life. So we want to help you to not only remember who you are, but be more aware of who you are and where you are and what you are and how things are going right here and now. It isn't that we don't want you to remember the past or that we don't want you to contemplate the future. Of course we do. That's all part of embellishing the delicious life experience that is your continuum. We want you to become aware that you are the creator of your experience because you are the vibratory offerer of your experience, and law of attraction is responding to that. You have creative control over your own vibration. You can mold your vibration into vibrational compliance with your desires. And until you do, your desires will be on your wish list, not on your already have been manifested list. We like to start these gatherings by asking the question, are you enjoying the contrast? And you've already given yourselves away on that one. And then we like to make it worse by asking the question, are you among the rare humans who are still taking pleasure in unfulfilled desires. You know those things you want that you've really wanted for a long time that haven't come about? Are they thrilling you? And the answer is supposed to be yes. But it rarely is. The reason the answer is rarely yes is because it's not supposed to take that long. The time between your conclusion of a desire and your full-blown manifestation of it is supposed to be a short period of time. And so if you've got things that you've wanted for a long, long, long time and they have not come into manifestation, we don't blame you for your impatience. But we want to help you to remember that that impatience is what is holding it apart for so long. We're going to show you how you can utilize the guidance system that you were born with in order to bring yourself into vibrational alignment with all of the things you want, whether they are material objects, whether they are relationships, states of being, states of mind, states of financial well-being. In other words, whatever it is that you want, you are supposed to be able to create it, accomplish it, manifest it, fulfill it quickly and easily. And it is our expectation that as we chew here together today, that you will leave this gathering with much clearer idea of how all of that can come to pass for you. If you've been listening to us for a while, you may have heard us beat this drum because we've been saying this in lots of different ways for a very long time. When you ask, it is always given. Another way we've said it is there are 3 steps to the creative process. Step 1 is you must ask. Step 2 is Source will answer. Step 3 is you must be in alignment with the answer. So as you look at these 2 points of vibrational relativity in understanding how your emotional guidance system works, you have to understand that as you've been moving through contrast of your experience, out of that contrast is born a desire or a preference. We call it a rocket of desire because it squirts out fast. And in the moment that that rocket of desire is born, source energy, remember step 2, when you ask, it is given. Source energy becomes immediately at one vibrationally with your newly clarified desire. Now, think about that. First of all, do you believe it? Do you believe that you can move through life and can conclude that you want more money, or that you want more clarity, or that you want better health, or that you want a better relationship, that you want more ease in traffic, that you want your car to run better, that you want anything? Do you believe that when your life experience causes you to conclude, no matter how big or small the conclusion is, that you want something, do you believe that Source agrees immediately? We want so much for you to understand that. And so we'll do a little sales job here because we don't think you really do believe that. Think about an environment where there are endless points of consciousness. Who do you think knows better for you what you want than you? Do you think it's something that you would like to turn over to your government? Would you like your government to be the one who makes sure that you have the food that you want? We don't think so. What happened in New Orleans was not so much a failure of government. Oh, they failed. But it isn't because of government failure. It is because of misplaced understanding of what a large entity is capable of doing for individuals. So Source understands that. In other words, Source knows that there's no one better than you, whether you are the one-celled amoeba in the ocean or whether you are this genius human sitting here in this chair. Source energy knows that there is no one better than you out here on the leading edge where you live to conclude what's best for you. And Source is so sure of that, that in the moment that the leading edge consciousness concludes something, Source agrees. So now there's only one other thing that must be factored in order to understand how your emotional guidance system works, and that is, where's your belief or expectation relative to this thing that you want? So you were moving through life, you went to the mailbox, you got a great big bill, you don't have enough money to pay it, and you launched a rocket of desire that says, I want more money. In fact, I want a lot more money. And Source says, agreed. One point of vibrational relativity has been established. You and all that you are, including who you were before you got into this body, and including who you are as you lived in this very valid perspective in this body, all of who you are concluded that that's what you want and is in utter alignment with it. And now here you are, going through your checkbook, feeling frustrated, looking at the things that your wife wrote checks for and feeling angry, remembering the vacation you took that cost a fortune that wasn't even that much fun and feeling ornery about it. In other words, how are you doing in relationship with this desire? Because if you are feeling joyful, you're in alignment with it. If you are feeling appreciation, you're in alignment with it. If you're feeling hopeful, you're nearly in alignment with it. If you are feeling angry, you're far from alignment with it. If you are feeling fearful, you're further from alignment with it. If you are feeling angry, you're getting closer to alignment with it. If you are feeling hopeful, you're getting closer to alignment. If you are beginning to believe that things will get better, you're closer to alignment. When you believe and know that all is well with you, you're in alignment. And do you know that it does not take much to bring yourself from anywhere on that emotional scale into alignment with your own desires? And that is all that is necessary. So did you get that? We thought that was stated very, very well. Vibrational relativity, meaning how am I doing right here, right now in relationship with what I really want? So if I'm worried about money, I'm nowhere near lined up with all that I want. Do you know that when you offer a signal that is a clear signal, you are so influential, and law of attraction can respond to you so powerfully. It is uncanny how fast it happens. When you decide and you line up with what you've decided, it happens fast. It happens instantaneously in many cases, because source energy knows everybody that wants everything and how all of it relates to everything that you want. And will line up the rendezvous to accommodate all of you, you see. But you can't want something and doubt it and offer a signal that's strong enough ever. In other words, you've got to send a signal. And when you send a signal, you will be matched and gratified and satisfied, because that's the way the law of attraction always works. You get what you're offering vibrationally, whether you know that you're offering it vibrationally or not. And what we want to help you to understand is that you can know what you're offering vibrationally. You've got a guidance system within you that will let you know that. As Jerry and Esther are traveling from Phoenix to San Diego, they do it frequently. It's a 400-mile journey, and it's very easy to understand. Just get on the road, head west, and keep going, and you'll make it. Not hard at all. And since the journey is so easy to understand, they never get halfway, or thereabouts, say Yuma, and are so discouraged that they're in Yuma instead of San Diego that they get disoriented and turn around and go back to Phoenix. That journey is understandable. But we see you sometimes on your journey, well along your way, on your journey from sickness to wellness, getting about halfway, taking score of where you are, getting discouraged, turning around, and going back to Phoenix. And the reason that you sometimes are well along the way to a lot more money, well along the way to a much better relationship, well along the way to a much better feeling body, but don't get there, is because you haven't learned to quantify that journey. You're listening to this one. Go this way. Try this. Try this. Try this. Oh, that's not working. Try this. Try this. Try this. You hear from the peanut gallery that surrounds you. And what we've noticed is you go this way and this way and this way. Phoenix, Yuma, 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 Phoenix, Yuma. And then you announce San Diego is an impossible dream. And we say, no, it isn't. Just get pointed in the right direction and keep going. You must make it. You've got emotions within you that let you know when you're moving in the right direction. When you feel good, you're on your way to where you want to be. When you feel bad, you're on your way to someplace you don't want to be. Your emotions let you know everything about how you're doing. The universe is not responding to your reality. The universe is responding to your perception of reality, you see. And so when you deliberately take an emotional journey, you offer a vibration that causes law of attraction to respond to you differently. You see how it works?